Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Mind, Body, and Heart Tarot Therapy. I'm here to do the reading for the month of September for Scorpio Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. I hope you're well. And yeah, you know already, if it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, then it just doesn't. It's a general reading and it will not resonate with everyone. But generally, in my experience, when I feel attracted to a particular video, there's some messages there for me. So yeah, just use your own intuition to discern which messages apply for you and let the rest go. All right, so I'm gonna pull out a Rumi Oracle card for you as you're seeing. There we're gonna go through the tarot. When I was tuning into your energy, actually I was feeling something at the throat, and now I'm coughing, so let's see what that's all about. All right. Passion of the Wild Red Mother. Beautiful. I'm gonna read to you this is the number 36. The poem associated with it. From our dear Rumi. And a little bit of about the card. So it's a number, it's 36, right? It's good to know. Just look at the card. It's a really beautiful one. I love this deck. The artwork is just amazing. Okay, and the poem says, "Don't ask the conscious ones about the wine. Behold the glowing effect of it in the eyes of the drunks." And the introduction is, bring me your unreasonable sorry. Bring me your unreasonableness, your insanity, your love without reason, and your passion. The passion that makes you crazy and shoos all logical restraint from the mind. Leave your ordered thoughts, sensible plans, and appropriate attire at my door. Put on your animal fur and sing to me in gibberish. When my beautiful goats die, I make drums from their skins, and their spirit live on with my passionate play. When my birds drop their feathers, I gather them and put them in my hair. Come drum with me as I place feathers in your hair, and we honor the spirits of my animals. For your animal nature too, wild and free as you are in truth. Sorry about that, guys. Stick your tongue out and growl at those who try to tame you with guilt, shame, and fear. Do you think I give a damn for any of their silly games? Those games of reason and logic, of course you should do it this way, they say. It makes sense. But I care not for what makes sense. I care for what brings you alive. Beautiful. And let's see, what else do we get from this oracle? There's always it's actually a very long read, so I'm not going to go through all of it. I'm just going to do the beginning and then jump straight to the guidance. Oh, you, oh blazing angel, are being invited by the wild red mother to participate in a dance of divine passion. You may be an activist, a poet, an advocate for justice, or a writer content in your own world of dreams. Or perhaps you're a healer devoted to the liberation of the suffering of others or hungry to commune with ancient wisdom. Perhaps you are all of these, or some other exquisite amalgam of holy energy in form. Whatever your nature, there is passion in your heart. A fire for something more powerful than fear can become the fuel for your life's journey if you accept the invitation of the wild red mother, of course. This is the invitation to lay aside despair, to lay aside doubt in the capacity of the human heart, even your frustration and impatience. It is time to quit whipping yourself and others, no matter how noble the intention behind the whip may be, and start dancing instead. I think this makes a lot of sense for some of you, so pay attention. Will you join her, the wild red mother, in her exuberant play? You can choose to lead through joy, to heal through love, to transform suffering into what is meant to be, the crucible through which ecstasy reveals itself. You do not have to analyze, to stay in the thoughts of process and ordered stages. You can just choose this passionate path now if you wish. You are ready. It is open to you. Will you accept? All right. I'm just gonna go to the guidance because this keeps going. I'm sure you're getting the idea though. This oracle also brings you guidance. You have divine permission to do something ridiculous, be it ridiculous in your own mind or for your age or career path or some identity or version of yourself yeah, or some identity or version of yourself you or another hold. The more ridiculous or inappropriate it seems, the more it moves you from your heart without rhyme or reason, the better. This is not about hurting people or behaving without moral code. It is not about childish indulgence and questionable justification for letting the ego misbehave. It is not about the ego at all. The wild red mother eats ego for breakfast. Ooh la la. This guidance is about listening to the truth of your heart and allowing your soul to throb with aliveness, making that more important than any restrictions, opinion, judgment, or fear the mind, yours or that of others, could summon. So, my dear Scorpio, seems that you're being invited to play, to dance, to come into your passion, to act from passion, and to allow the passion to be channeled through you, if that makes sense. Let's see what the tarot says. So, what is the current energy for my dear Scorpio for the month of September 2019? Seven of Cups. Okay. I think in the oracle it started like maybe you're a poet or an artist or a dreamer, like somewhere in your world of dreams. There you go. Talking about a world of dreams. All right, what is the challenge? What is difficult for Scorpio for September 2019? Another seven. Seven of Pentacles. All right, so what is the advice? What is the advice for Scorpio for September 2019? What's the advice, Spirit? There we go. There's some advice. Nine of Cups. Beautiful. And where is this taking us? King of Wands. The passion of the wild red mother and the King of Wands, which is the masculine for this really passionate energy. Incredible. And the Page of Wands is your underlying energy to go along with your theme. Okay, now let's pull out the clarifiers. Why is the Seven of Cups here as your current energy? Six of Cups. A lot of cups here. Why is the Seven of Pentacles as your challenge? Why is Seven of Pentacles challenging for you? Three of Swords. All right. That's why there's so many cups here. And that your water sign. Why is the Nine of Cups as your advice? Is the Nine of Cups your advice? Hell, another seven. Okay. It's a very interesting month for you. And why is the King of Wands as your future energy? Is the King of Wands as your future energy? Scorpio. Okay, we have the Hermit with the Four of Wands. Okay. And bottom of the deck is the Six of Wands to go along with your theme of the passion of well-read mother. And with the Page of Wands. Okay, I hope you're seeing all this. It's kind of crowded in here. You've been greedy. Okay, so let's go through this. As expected, your theme has to do with your spiritual path right now, and with your passion, with putting out your passion and playing the game, playing the game of life really, without like getting stuck in what is important from others, like those expectations that we seem to have from society, from parents, from family, from our work. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. May not necessarily be related to you. I burned some Palo Santo earlier. I burn that all the time. I don't know why this time. Anyway, let's see. This is a 9. With the Page of Wands here, it's like you're starting to see the opportunity. You're starting to observe, like you're looking at this wand of power that you have, this wand of passion, and you're just discovering it, and you just realize, oh my God, I can do things with this. I can actually enjoy life. I can, what can I do with this? You know, I can be silly and it's okay. I have permission. And you're also starting to be seen, I think, this month. You're starting to be seen for the for your passion, for your spirit, really, for your passionate spirit, for your actions that you put into the world, and you're being acclaimed for it, if that makes sense. Like people start observing it. Well, this is your underlying energy. This is your theme. This is kind of where you at. How to put your energy out there. How to from a place of passion, and from how to allow yourself to really dance with life rather than struggle with it, and dance with the unknown, and dance with everything that's being like offered to you, and see the joy in that, see the opportunity in that, and allowing yourself to be seen as well. And um this is also for you to see, like when the Six of Cups appears, it's not just about other people seeing us and giving praise, but it's also about me seeing myself, and giving myself credit for the things that I've done and that I've accomplished so far. We're not great at that. We're actually really good at um, beating ourselves up that we haven't reached the goals or whatever, but we're not that often looking back and say, oh yeah, I've accomplished this and I've accomplished this, and I'm actually right now maybe living the life that I dreamed of 5 years ago, or I didn't even dare to dream where I'm at, and here I am, and so on and so on and so on. So it's a little bit of focus of the energy in that sense. And your current energy is the Seven of Cups with the Six of Cups. So my dear Scorpio, you seem to be in a very dreamy state right now, and you seem to not really look for what do you want. The sevens, and you have three of them, are about taking stock. It's about taking stock of your emotions here. You're looking at what does your baggage hold really, and what are your choices that come to you hold. It's about trusting your intuition when you make decisions. It's very important for you to tune into your emotions and understand, based on your emotion and how you feel about certain decisions in your gut, in your body, to know it will guide you to where you really want to be. That's how we use our emotions as a compass. Because I keep saying this, and I don't know if it's easy to understand. We use our emotion as a compass, as in like, okay, I feel through my body, and I have these emotions and these emotions and these emotions about certain choices or things that I'm about to do or invited to do. And I really need to listen to my body and say, okay, this one feels good, this one doesn't feel good. This one doesn't feel good because it comes from fear, or because it comes from this, or because it comes from this. Stay a little bit longer and just feel through, you know? And see, it comes right after the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is the moment where you decide to um, get a little bit outside of yourself, really. This all sixes are about this. When we start realizing that, okay, we've been through the four, we've got stability, we've been to the five, we've reached that point of instability and a little bit of growth, and then we go to the sixes and we're like, okay, whoa, it's not all about me. It's about kindness, it's about service, it's about showing um it's not necessarily about showing something to the world. It's more about showing to yourself that have going through that process of, whoa, okay, it's an extension of the self. You start realizing that the self is not just you, and we need to go through the I phase necessarily. It's part of the journey, with the whole major arcana and life in general. We need to first have the separation from the world, and I think you can find that in Jungian psychology. We need to separate first and form a self, a sense of self, and then the rest of the time we need to come back to the whole. And this is the first step towards that, when you start realizing that the self is bigger than just your own ego or your experience. The self is actually encompassing other people as well, extended family, loved ones, and that whole big talk of like we are all one. Where you're getting there, you're starting to glimpse this, and you're starting to see this at an emotional level, which pushes you a little bit um to extend your kindness. And the Six of Cups is also a card of the past and looking into the, I don't know, maybe this has to do with dreams and the vision and ideas. So with the Seven of Cups. So maybe you're looking also in the past to see what is it that you've been carrying from the past in terms of the emotional baggage. What can you let go of and what can you focus on? So you have them displayed right in front of you. You have all your emotional uh, world, emotional body displayed in front of you. You have the capacity of looking at it right now and see what is it that really serves you at this point, from your past, from your present, from your which anxieties make sense, which ones don't. What is it that, I don't know, sometimes we're looking for certain experiences because they feel good, but that feeling good can be temporary. Like in Buddhism, they say to live a wholesome life, and to check always whenever you are into the world and you putting your actions out there, or your emotions, investing emotions in certain things. It is important to look at, like, is this something that leads to a wholesome life or it isn't? Is it just a quick fix, a hit, a high? And yeah, seems like that's under revision right now, and it's great. It's really useful for your growing from extension of the self into understanding how this self shows up in, like, this self that I thought I know shows up in my emotional level, and separating the things um that are wholesome for those that aren't. And in your challenge position, you have again a seven, the seven of pentacles, in which you're taking stock about a more at a physical level. What is it that you've been investing your time in, your real, like your energy? Your energy can be in terms of money, in terms of time, in terms of actions, in terms of whatever has a physical application of energy. And you see, like, you're looking at this and you're like, okay, I've been investing this so far and I'm getting this out of this. Do I still want to keep planting? What is it that I'm keeping? How much of it can I replant for the next crop? And so on and so on and so on. This is like a in-between phase where you've been out of the Six of Pentacles, which you start going into generosity and kindness and exchange and balance. And with the seven is like, okay, what am I getting out of this? Is this this is not like from zero. Like you're replanting some seeds that need to be replanted, and you're keeping the rest. And you're enjoying some of those crops. You're taking the how is it called, like the ribs of whatever. You are enjoying some of the fruits of your labor, right? And you're replanting some, and you get to see where you're at, which is beautiful. It's like self-assessment here. And with the Three of Swords, I think that this has to do a lot with your idea about your emotional state. It's like, what is it that you're getting out of this whole revision? The three is a card of the mind, really. It's not about emotions. And the swords are also about mind. Like numerology three, it's talking about your mind anyway. And the swords are about mind. So it's actually both mind. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is physical. This is like both aspects. Both numbers go into physical. This is like the physical aspect of your emotions, right? Because it's cup and a seven. Here it's about emotions. So it's interesting to see the duality of the aspects and where the influence of that is, because many people think that the Three of Swords has to do only with heartbreak and with actual emotional pain, but it's not. It's much more about your idea of your emotional pain. How do you think about this? What are your mental conclusions about all this, It's what your mind makes of it. And what your mind makes of it is going to involve, again, how you're going to feel, because it's a feedback loop, right? You have these thoughts and then you feel this about these thoughts, and actually most of the time we first feel stuff, we have the experience at the sensorial level, and then the mind makes up a conclusion out of that. And actually I like it that it comes this way. You first have the emotional, and then you have like your mind's conclusion over it. The mind just makes up stories all the time, and it makes up stories based on the feedback it had so far, and the understanding and the programs that are running in place from the way you grew up, your education, and so on and so on and so on. And the Three of Swords is actually, the heart is signified here as like aligning your mind with your heart. It doesn't need to be something painful. These swords do not cut the heart. They are integrating. It's a three. It's when two things come together to make something bigger. The threes are cards of synthesis. Where you first, the one is the thesis, the second is the antithesis, and the third is the synthesis. When you learn from duality. Well, you've been there and you've been in the opposite direction, and you make a conclusion based of that, based on your own experience. Okay. And you're taking stock of that. You're looking at how your mind and how you think about your mind affects you, and in your physical realm, and how your conclusion from your emotional state of this is good, this is bad, I like this, I don't like this, I'm gonna pursue this, no, I'm not gonna pursue it, I don't know, I'm confused, am I dreamy, am I grounded, where am I? um you start seeing like how these conclusion that your mind makes about this starts affecting your physical world. And that's great, because you're seeing it. You have the chance now to look at it, and and you're running this ship, you can steer it the way it serves you, because you have the discernment, you have this is what the sevens do. And seems to be challenging for you right now. It's difficult for you to do right now this, right? Maybe you're getting a little bit trippy on this whole emotional level, and the conclusions that you're making from your mind aren't necessarily the correct ones. Most of the time they aren't. That's why it's not good to overanalyze, and it's good to come back to feeling, and observing rather than concluding all the time. So yeah, check this out, just try to observe what the conclusions that your mind are making without necessarily believing it as the absolute truth. And then your advice position is the Nine of Cups with the Seven of Wands. And the Nine of Cups talks, especially as advice, is to look what you have. You have a you're in a good position. You have what you need most of the time. You may be forgetting that. It's urging you to take stock again, of your blessings here. Count your blessings and be grateful for it. The Nine of Cups is also a card of smugness sometimes, where we have our wishes fulfilled and we kind of take it for granted. And yeah, I guess it's important right now to not take anything for granted, and to really, really, really observe, like look back and see how far you've got, and all the things that you achieved, and all the things that, and rip the joy out of that. Allow yourself, like milk the experience. And with the Seven of Wands here as your advice, it also advising you to stand your ground here. It's advising you to if you want to take it again, like let's go back to the whole taking stock here. It's taking stock of your what has been driving you from passion. Where did your passion drive you so far? Where did that passion come from? Is it like coming from your heart, or is it coming from something that's been you've been taught, like somebody teaching you how to what you should be passionate about? And once you discover, like just like this card was saying, like growl at those that tell you how to how to live your life, and live your life to your fullest, to based on your own authority and your understanding of yourself. That's what you're doing here with the sevens. You're really getting more intimate with yourself, and you're understanding how to grow more into the world in because with the six we already understood that the self is not just the tiny self that I thought it was, that just this me. The self grows a little bit bigger, and we're going to service, and then we go into connecting with the world. With the sevens, we have a little bit of control of seeing, like, okay, what is it that I'm really putting into the world? And the ones have to do again with passion, with action, with yeah, sorry. mm, Allow yourself to be in touch with your heart, with your inner child, and allow yourself to be silly if you want to be silly. You allow yourself to play, allow yourself to um, allow yourself to see what you've accomplished so far and be grateful for it. Allow yourself to see how you've been influenced by your emotions sometimes, or how your actions had influenced your emotions, and so on and so on. Start seeing the connections. Start seeing the plant, whatever you're planting, and what is it that you're getting. You had all this from 1 to 6 to see, to plant and to just do the thing, but now you're like, okay, whoa, it's assessment. And it's not about judgment. It's really just about like, okay, uh, I'm driving this ship, I'm driving this car, and I see, okay, here I have rocks and here I have clear water. I'm going this way. I have the discernment right now to see that there's rocks in there. I'm not blindfolded anymore. So it's important for you to see. And all these three aspects: the emotional realm, the physical realm, and the spiritual realm, really. And this is taking you to the King of Wands, the Hermit, and the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands, again, it's like you get like stability, some sort of spiritual stability. And it's also about like really, again, what's it called? Sorry, I'm lacking the word right now. It's not necessarily gratitude, it's more like it's not even praise. Oh gosh. Wow, it will come. Yeah, it's like seeing what you've accomplished. Look at these guys. They get like a parade here. They've got like they've accomplished something. A four is an accomplishment of some sort of stability, and you got there, and it's there, and it's great. And you're supposed to see it and observe it and be grateful for it. And the King of Wands, that will enable you to be like the feminine is more about your inner world. The masculine is more about the actions that you put into the world. And I think that you having these two together, the wild red mother, which is like the passionate feminine, that crazy feminine energy that allows you to really, really be raw yourself at the most intimate level. And the King of Wands is how does this manifest through action? And with the Hermit here, I think like you're going in and um you're seeing within. You're bringing like that light of that's the star in there. You're bringing light into darker corners um of your mind, of your awareness. You're going within, and you're learning to how to heal yourself, and you're learning how to find within yourself this place of inner authority in order to see these things without judgment, but with pure understanding and with joy. All right, this is beautiful. This is really beautiful, Scorpio. I hope that you can see it and that you can resonate it with this, because 36 years as well. Yeah, because it's a beautiful journey. It's joyful. Like, don't get stuck in the whatever your attachment to the Three of Swords is, because that's not what this is all about. Well, it is important to see again what your mind is telling you. It is important to see what your emotions, the connections between your emotions and your mind, and that feedback loop, to observe it and to see how simply understanding your well-being and putting an emphasis and focus on playing and observing and feeling good about where you at and how you've got here already changes this feedback loop. If you're stuck in negativity, you will see how focusing or giving space also to other parts of yourself. We can get stuck in giving space within ourselves only to certain aspects, the ones that I like or the ones that I'm used to. And if you're not used to being grateful, or if you're not used to really seeing your own accomplishments and how far you've gone, it's not gonna be easy to see it. But there you go. That's your advice. Just look into it. All right, my lovelies. I hope this makes sense to you. If it resonates, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you here soon. Have a wonderful September, Scorpio.